Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Cupquake and we are in our Halloween spirit and continuing another cosplay, but today's going to be a little different because we are cosplaying with my dog, Ruby. So we wanted to cosplay with Ruby and I thought Princess Peach and Bowser would be a super cute costume. So today I'm going to show you how to make both the costume for Peach and for your dog. So we're gonna start off with a template for Bowser's shell. You can find this on iHasCupquake.com for a small dog. If it's a larger dog, you can just do some adjustments and make the shell as big as you want. So I went ahead and cut out this template on a cardboard box. Any box will work just fine. So once we have that cut out, I'm just gonna grab a pair of scissors and make 4 slits on all of the corners of the piece of cardboard. And then we're going to bend it inwards to kind of create a shell-like form. And I'm just gonna use some tape to hold this in place and kind of just work with the board and form it into a little shell shape. So I'm taping it down on both sides and do this for all 4 corners. So once you've done that, I'm grabbing a green piece of felt fabric and just cut it out into a shape that fits around the shell, leaving about a couple inches around the sides. Then I'm gonna fold this piece of felt in half, and then we're gonna fold it in half again so we can find the center of the piece of felt. So I'm gonna mark this with some chalk, and then we're gonna go ahead and open it up again. So now that we have the location of the center, I'm gonna grab this hexagon shape and we are going to place this underneath the marking that we just made. So I am going to mark this with some chalk, and this is gonna create the shell-like pattern for the Bowser costume. Then continue placing the shape all around so it covers the whole piece of felt, or at least the shape of the shell. So I have something that looks like this. So next, grab a piece of flat batting and we're going to place our piece of felt right on top of that. And then I'm gonna take this over to a sewing machine and we're gonna sew on all the lines that we just drew with green thread. So this is optional. You could use puffy paint to draw this on, but I just wanna create some detail and texture on the shell. So I'm gonna sew it all the way around the shape and the little hexagon shapes. Then I'm going to place our cardboard underneath this and we are going to sandwich it with another piece of green felt. So go ahead and pin this down around the shell. And I'm going to leave a little opening on the bottom side so that we can stuff this with some stuffing so it's nice and soft for your dog's back. So place this on the underside. Be sure not to place it underneath the cardboard because that would be pointless. So now you have something like this. I went ahead and sewed it all the way around and we are going to cut it with some scissors. So cut off the excess felt, leaving about a ½ inch on the edge. Then I'm gonna grab a piece of white felt. This is about 3 to 4 inches long, and we're gonna make sure it wraps all the way around the shell. So I would even let it overlap a little bit more than this, but we are going to pin it down around the whole shell, and then we're gonna take it over to the sewing machine and sew it on. So once you have it sewn on, then I'm grabbing a pair of scissors and I am cutting every inch so that it's easier for it to bend. Be sure not to cut your thread because it'll just come undone and all that work you'll have to do again. So flip it around the shell and you should have something that looks like this. Then we are going to sew this down. We're gonna tack it down by hand. So kind of fold it in on itself to create a cylinder shape and then tack it down a little bit. And we're gonna add some stuffing as we go. So this white portion of the shell can be nice and puffy. So maybe sew it down about a couple inches and then add some stuffing every 2 inches, because if you try to stuff this all at once in the end, it's really hard to do and it'll just be easier that way. I'm using a chopstick to stuff this because it's a pretty small opening, but once you're done, sew it off and tack down the end so the stuffing doesn't come out. So I have a little line right here, and this is what it looks like. So next we're gonna work on the little spikes that come out of the shell. You'll need some pieces of white and orange felt, and you're going to need a half circle and a circle of these shapes. Here are the templates. You can find them on iHasCupquake.com. So with the half circles, we are going to cut out 10 of them, I believe. You can fold the felt here to speed up the process, but I believe it's either 9 or 10 of them. I can't remember. So cut out that with your white felt and then cut out the smaller circles in the orange felt. So same number as you cut out with the white ones. And we are going to fold the half circle in half, and we're going to sew down the end. You can take this to the machine or you can hand sew it. Of course, the machine is going to be quicker, but it can be done with the hand. So once you have it sewn, cut off the thread, and we're gonna flip this inside out. And then we're gonna put just a little bit of stuffing inside, nothing too crazy. And then we're going to place the orange circle on top of this. And I'm just gonna use a hot glue gun to glue this down, making sure that the stuffing doesn't stick out. And that is going to create one of our little spikes. So here are how the spikes look. They're super duper cute. And then we're going to place them onto our shells. So once you have them all in place, I'm just gonna use some hot glue again to glue these down in place. So you should have something that looks like this, and it looks so cute. So next, I'm just gonna grab some piece of elastic, 2 pieces, so I can put this around Ruby's belly, and some Velcro to keep this in place. So you can use Velcro after using it. It didn't really work as well, so I would suggest maybe using a button or something. But if you do want to try the Velcro, I'm just using some hot glue to place down the elastic, and the hot glue works just fine with this. And measure your dog to see how tight you actually need to make this. And then I'm just gonna place the Velcro right onto the white of the shell in 2 different locations. And that is it for the shell. So I also decided to add the little furry orange portion of Bowser's hair. So I am just grabbing a piece of orange felt and gluing down some small elastic. Make sure to measure your dog's head. And then I'm just going to grab an orange boa, and we are going to hot glue this down as well. So this is just a little bonus if your dog is okay with wearing things on its head. So that's it for the dog costume. Now we're gonna create a super casual Princess Peach costume. I am going to grab some light pink, dark pink fabric, and also some pink trim. So we are just using a skirt apron pattern for this, and the smaller portion of the apron will be in bright pink. So I'm just pinning down the pattern and cutting it out. It's folded in half, and the straight portion is on the fold, so that when you unfold it, it is this like half circle, half donut shape. So we are going to hem the bottom of this about 1/4 inch. And next we're gonna grab the larger piece of the apron pattern and grab our light pink fabric. I'm just pinning this down, and then we're going to cut out the pattern, making sure to have the straight portion of the pattern on the fold. So again, once you cut it out, you open it up, and it is this large half donut shape. I don't know why I'm thinking of donuts today. So for this one, I'm not going to hem. I'm just gonna put this pink trim on the edge of it to make it look nice and neat. And we're gonna put this all the way around the bottom of the skirt, not on the top. So then I'm grabbing some more of our light pink fabric, and I'm measuring 6 inches across, and this is folded as well. It's about 22 inches long, but this was a little bit too long. We ended up cutting it in the end, but I'm just cutting 3 pieces of 6 inches wide. So cut out 3 of those. And this is gonna act as the wrap that we're gonna tie around our waist. Once you have those cut out, unfold them and sew them together to create one long piece. So once you've done that, we're gonna grab our other 2 pieces of the skirt, and I'm going to tack them down together with the tie portion of the skirt. So make sure to find the center of the long pink fabric, because we don't want any seams to be shown around our waist. So that's the reason why we sewed 3 of them together, so we wouldn't have any seams. But if you're cool with it, then you don't have to do that. So we are going to sew the top of the skirt together, all 3 pieces, and then at the end we're going to fold it in half and sew it all along the top right here. And when you come to the end, make sure to sew this at an angle. So once you have that sewn on both sides, go ahead and cut off any excess fabric. Then we're gonna grab our scissors and use the same technique that we used for the Bowser shell. For the round portion of the skirt, just cut every 1 inch so it's easier to curve and it's not gonna be as stiff. Then I'm gonna grab a chopstick or something long, and we're going to turn in the edges of the ties inside out. So pull that all the way through, and you should have something that looks like this. So then I'm going to grab the other fabric that isn't sewn, and we're going to kind of fold it in on each other, pin it down, and sew that together so there's no openings in the apron. And for the portion that is above the skirt, I am just going to fold this inwards, and we're gonna tack it down, and we're going to sew a line right across the top of the apron. So press it down and sew it, and then you should have a complete apron. So for the rest of Peach's costume, I went ahead and did my makeup very, very light, put on some eyelashes, and used some light pinks on my eyes and lips, something very, very bright and natural looking. For the rest of the costume, I am wearing this skirt. I forgot what the actual term for this is. It's just to make the skirt poofier. So I'm gonna wear this underneath my apron. Then I'm gonna wear a light pink top along with a blue crystal necklace that I found. So I'm gonna wear a blonde wig that I found from Arta Wigs, along with some white gloves. And for an added bonus, I went ahead and found this super cute lace umbrella. It really just adds to the costume. I think it's so cute. And I also found Peach's crown. So I did not make this. Nintendo actually sent me this a while back, and I've had it for the longest time. So I decided to wear it because Princess Peach needs her crown. So that completes our Princess Peach and Bowser cosplay. This is such a classic costume, but bringing in your furry companion just makes this 10 times better. I mean, think about it. How would you feel if you saw Princess Peach walking down the street while walking Bowser on a leash? I can't get over it. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. If you did, please let me know. Leave a like. Also head over to my Instagram to check out some amazing photos that Ruby and I took in our costumes. For a triple added bonus for this costume, find a guy named Mario, make him wear a mustache, and get him a Mario hat. This is our happy little family on Halloween. We love costumes. We love Super Mario. We love Nintendo. Be sure to check out some more cosplays. There's a playlist for you guys right here. But thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!